Sit down and interview AC/DC last week, and if that's not enough, we'll be taking our throwdown across the pond tonight in the Battle of Brits. That's right, it's Maiden versus Priest.
And that's going to be a nasty battle. So don't move from that couch. It's your home for all things hard rock and heavy metal. It's That Metal Show.
Lately, we're seeing a lot of our favorite bands having big resurgences in their careers, which we're certainly very happy about. But all of these comebacks kind of raise an issue that's kind of interesting because bands are doing well selling tickets, but a lot of them aren't selling new CDs, which raises the question, do people still care about new music from classic bands? Should they still be bothering making new records?
Well, look, even when they go out live, they only play 1 or 2 new songs, so it's fine, you know what I mean? If they want to put it out, the hardcore fans will get it. But, you know, a lot of the bands are re-recording their old stuff, too. Now, you know what I mean? Because they got the record companies own the rights to their old stuff.
They want
so
the publishing.
Right,
Yeah.
So they'll go back in, re-record it, and they get all the publishing on that.
But bands re-recording their old music, I mean, you know, it's nice for them for the publishing, but let's face it, you're always going to put on the one you grew up with.
Of course, because that's what you're used to. I mean, look, I love Kiss, you love Kiss, but, you know, they wrote Christine 16 when I was like 13. Now Christine 16 is like in a nursing home, you know? I don't need another version of that, you know?
But I think the question becomes, if a band truly makes great new music, of course you want to hear it. Look at AC/DC's new record, Metallica's new record, Judas Priest's new record, Motorhead. If you make stuff of the quality of the classic music, I think they should. But you know the bands that are like one original member, and it's like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I mean,
Why?
no one's looking for new music really from, you know, Sleazebees or the Bullet Boys, you know?
And the record companies keep remastering it and put 2 new songs on, and I got to buy it again. That's why I rip off Columbia House. I've been doing it for years. Those record companies, they just re-released the new Zeppelins again, remastered for the 4th times. I put a fake name the other day, Eddie Trunk. I got 13 CDs the next day.
Beautiful. All right, we can continue this conversation. Let's get our guest out here right now. He is a future Hall of Famer, and no, we're not talking about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We are talking about the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. He was a 12-time All-Star, and he is often rightfully acknowledged as the best hitting catcher in the history of the game.
Johnny Bench is here.
Please welcome a true metalhead. He's going to come out and kick your ass now. Get out here, Mike Piazza. What's going on, man? It's good to have you here. You know,
good to be here, guys.
People watching are probably, you know, that don't live in the New York area or haven't followed your career all that closely. You're probably saying, you know, what do you got a pro baseball player doing on the Metal Show? But for those that don't know, Mike he not only sits in on my radio show all the time, but is a legit hardcore metal fan like all of us. And give everybody the history a little bit. Like, what was the first concert you went to? What was it that really grabbed you about the music?
My uncle got me into music, actually, and he was a 70s, like, kind of hippie dude. He was a great dude. He was my mom's younger brother, and he was into Steve Miller Band and Led Zeppelin and had, you know, Grand Funk, all the bands from the 70s. And he had this really cool LP, like, you know, big speakers and that vintage kind of vibe going on. And he just started getting me into music. And then I remember he took me to a Kiss concert. It was like 77, 78. And I just was like, just fell in love with the whole production, you know, the big arena. You know, you're kind of hooked. You heard that first, you know, bar chord. And seeing your first Iron Maiden cover, you know, it's just like, it really is addicting. And I've just, you know, still love going to shows. I love live music.
So one of my favorite stories about one of the shows that we went to see, this is great. Mike is a huge Guns N' Roses fan, as everyone knows.
Massive.
How many years ago is this? 3, 4 years ago?
This was 2001.
We go to the show, and of course, what happens? Axl doesn't go on till like 12:30.
Yeah,
or something like that.
It was getting late. I remember we were in the room, and we're
the room
just
that
sitting,
had an open bar, by the way.
Unfortunately, for my sake.
Right.
And it was one of those times where you actually start drinking, and then you realize you stand up and you realize that how much you've had, unfortunately. But I just remember the opening riff to Welcome to the Jungle.
And we ran out to the seats.
We run out to the seats. Like, yeah!
You know, on that tour, Axl was coming out, and he did it. He still does it somewhat.
It's kind of like a hip hop vibe.
Well,
like,
he wears
with the big sports thing.
jerseys for whatever team You know, if he's in
Local
Philly,
team.
he'll wear the Eagles or whatever. You know, he wears all the different teams. Every other second, third song, he comes out wearing a jersey with that team's star player on the back. So the show starts, and he came out in like something like a Giants jersey or something. Okay, whatever.
Rangers.
A few songs later, Rangers
Knicks.
jersey. Mike's like looking at me like, I see Mike getting a little okay. And then all of a sudden, like, he's down to like basically wearing like a Newark Bears jersey or something.
Cosmos and Metro Stars.
And
I'm
at
just
this point, Mike's got, yeah, that's the look. That's the look.
Yeah, where's the Piazza jersey?
And I remember standing there on my chair going, what, man? You're not, you know.
And the best part is he's punching me harder now. And he's going to me, I don't see Derek Jeter standing on his chair at this concert. I don't see Michael Strahan on his chair. And I'm like, Messier's not here.
He's one of the supermodels.
I didn't even know, yeah.
So the best part is, Mike's all aggravated. The best part is, this is the kicker. We leave. What happens, Mike?
No,
You
we go to
pick
the
it
meet
up.
and greet. We go to the meet and greet. And this is Eddie, right? Axel never goes to these things. Axel never goes to these things. Axel never goes to these things. Axel walks right in. It was hysterical. And then I'm obviously 3 sheets to the wind hours ago, and I just go, hey, man. What about, you didn't have my, I'm the only guy here. You didn't have my jersey. And he just, it was hysterical. So he's like, you know, I just wore what they gave me. The stagehands gave me the, you know, they went to the store at the arena, and they got me this. They did blah, blah, blah. And it was really funny. I'm like, I'm here. Those guys weren't here, man. I'm at the show, jamming out, and you let me down, man. You let me down. I'm not forgetting about it. We're through. Till the next show.
And it's great.
And that's why Axel's in isolation for the last 12 years. He's afraid of Mike.
I scared him away.
And then the next day, the tour got canceled in Philly.
That's it.
Axel was walking around the West Village in New York at 12:30 when they were supposed to be playing at the Spectrum
Yeah, that
or
was
whatever.
really strange.
He was looking for a Mets jersey. I know how to entertain.
All right, enough of that. We could go on forever, of course. Coming up next, though, Jim and I have a sit-down with Brian and Angus of AC/DC, and we'll also be speaking to the Inner Sabbath and all of us with our pick of the week. There's a lot more to come. Don't go anywhere. It's That Metal Show. Welcome back to That Metal Show, the home of hard rock and heavy metal. Now, AC/DC were recently in town doing their rounds of publicity for their great new album, Black Ice, and Jim and I had the opportunity to sit down with the guys. They asked us not to bring Don, so it's just Jim and I talk with Brian and Angus. Check it out. Good to see you guys. Thanks for a few minutes. We appreciate it. I guess the obvious question, and I mean, this is something that everyone's been asking, is what took so long? Where you been the last 6, 7 years?
Hiding.
Brian, you were getting itchy. We talked. You wanted to get out there and you wanted to do some shows. And Brian was doing charity gigs. He was showing up at people's bar mitzvahs just to get out and play and sing for someone.
Karaoke in bars.
No, I think the boys, you know,
You do.
after 17
He never
albums,
tells me this, you see.
after 17 albums, you know, you want something real good, and I'm proud of the lads that put their heads down and they came up with something so special, you know, and I think that's what the aim of the whole thing was, to come up with something special, and I think they've done it.
You guys have never changed the sound over the years, you know, even in the 70s with disco, 80s, no hair metal ballads you guys didn't do, even in the 90s with grunge. Did you ever get tempted?
This is the only thing we really know how to do, you know. I mean, it'd be a bit hard to kind of say what they're going to metamorphosis into a jazz band or something, you know.
I can't picture you on stage wearing a flannel on the grunge
Well, that's
era
what I mean.
and standing there not moving. You know?
Or Brian rapping or
Yeah.
anything like that.
I can't picture Brian on stage wearing his pants like here with his boxers sticking out the back like Fred Durst.
Jumping tune.
But this guy wears his pants a little short, the schoolboy outfit. You still going to be doing that on the upcoming tour?
Yeah, well, you know, I can't play without that thing on. You know? Really, I can't. I put
This is
that
the
on.
Clark Kent of rock and roll. You should see him in the dressing room before he goes on.
You gonna chuck a moon this tour too? Still?
Do I check them in? It depends.
That's Jim's favorite part.
Is it?
Yeah, he looks forward to that.
Well, not in a sexual way. I'm just saying.
But he's kidding you. He talks a lot to me about that part of the show. He really
Does he?
Yeah, he says, riff raff, I don't need to hear it. I just need to see Angus's ass.
I
That's
thought this was VH1, not Howard Stern. You know?
Brian, tell me about singing. What kind of prep do you do getting ready for a big tour like this?
Can I show him, Angus?
Yeah, sure.
And that's it.
That's all. That's your warm up.
Yep, I go into the shower. Angus will tell you I'm not lying, and that's it. I go, right, lads, I'm ready.
So it's none of those vocal instructions or scales or anything like that.
Well, the lads would kick the out of us if I did do that. You shut that freaking racket up in there, would you?
Jim and I are totally psyched to see the tour.
Yes.
And you're going to be out for a while. And what do you? I mean, how do you find the balance between? Sure, you want to play stuff from Black Ice and stuff from the catalog and stuff you guys want to pull out. Have you figured out the set?
Yeah, well, we'll try them all, and then we'll probably pick a bunch and go, let's try these live, you know.
Because we know the other songs. We don't have to rehearse them.
You guys must pull pranks on the road touring, because you guys are characters. You ever pull a good one on Brian, or Brian, you ever pull one on Angus?
Yeah.
You ever steal Angus's shorts?
No.
You notice a trend with this guy with the asses and the booty and the shorts.
What's wrong with you?
Are you picking up on this at all? You want to
Angus
just
brought up
push
the
him off the
shorts.
end of the sofa?
You like gladiator films?
Jim was very
Wait, you
interested.
don't call me for that?
They asked us not to bring you. They saw the show and they said, leave the guy that sits in the middle at home. We don't want to see him.
I think those guys thought I might have been a little effeminate, right?
They did. I mean, you know, you were going on and on about the shorts and the
Well,
ass.
like the
and-
great Bon Scott said, they used to ask him, they go, are you AC or are you DC? He goes, I'm the lightning bolt in between. I always loved that when he said that.
Is that how you feel you are?
No.
Well, Mike, why don't you help out our friend Eddie here, okay? Because let me tell you, he's been batting below the Mendoza line with metal trivia lately.
I'm batting like I'm
You know, to
doing like
speak your
3 or
language.
5
But
over here.
Mike can be your celebrity lifeline. You could maybe give him a shot of confidence here. You ready yet?
I'm ready.
That's right, everyone. You know what time it is.
All right, our first contestant for Stump the Trunk, what's your name?
Gary Vicuna from the Bronx.
Gary Vicuna from the Bronx. What's your question?
Okay, which member of Yes Eddie played on Black Sabbath's album Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, and what was the song?
Whoa, 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 whoa. A member of Yes,
Played on, yeah, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, and what song?
Chris Squire. I have no clue.
Rick Wakeman played keyboards on Sabacadabra.
Give a man a prize.
All right, pick something out of the box. Oh, we got Deep Purple, live at Montreux,
All right.
2006. Nice, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Gary.
Thanks, Gary. All right, who's our next contestant?
George from Mattawan.
George from Mattawan? You look a little like me.
I wonder why.
Nah, he's my nephew, so I'll be easy on him.
Oh, nice.
What's your question?
Who played bass on Ozzy's Sabbath cover album, Speak of the Devil?
Oh, Rudy Sarzo.
You got it. Sorry. I'll steal something from there late. What's that?
Picking on a kid.
Yeah, steal something from your Uncle Jim next time you're at his
Maybe
house.
you'll get your nephew your uncle's CD in there. So go ahead and put your hand in there.
No, don't. I'm giving that to him for Christmas. All right, thanks. Hi, whoa, wait. We got I don't know how this one got in here. No, it says, Eddie, your wife called. She wants to let you know you clogged the toilet again this morning. Can you bring a snake home and snake it?
Bring a plunger.
I don't know who put that in there.
I don't know how those always get in there.
All right, what's your name?
Jen Kane, Long Island.
Jen, what's your question for Eddie?
It's another bass player question. Who was Dawkins' original bassist?
Oh, that's
I know
that's
I know that.
Juan Krausier from Rat, who went on to Rat.
Yes.
All right.
A little bit of a trick question because the novice would have said Jeff Pilson, right?
Whatever.
All right, what's your name?
Jeff.
Jeff, what's your question for Eddie?
What T-Rex song was covered by Guns N' Roses on their Spaghetti Incident album?
Simple. Easy.
I love T-Rex too, though, but I'm trying to think of what was on there. Was it Children of the Revolution?
Wrong.
No.
Buick McCain.
Oh, okay. I don't know that T-Rex song. I'm sorry.
pick a prize
And
at
my T-Rex knowledge doesn't go that deep.
You got, I don't know what this is, but it's something good.
Take something else. If Jim doesn't know what it is, take another thing, please. Take another thing.
Wait, Landshark Promotional Studio.
I dumped a ton of stuff in there today from my house, so really take another thing until you get something good.
Maybe the snake's in there that we're looking for.
Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden.
That's
all right,
only
there
for
you go.
PlayStation 2, though.
Oh, I don't have PlayStation.
Then take another thing.
Let's see, here we go. Extreme.
The new
New
Extreme record.
That's a good record. Take that. There you go.
Thank you.
All right, well, we have another great selection for our pick of the week right now, and this really is a must for any fan of Dio and Sabbath. This is awesome. This is a compilation that just came out called The Rules of Hell. This is all of the albums that they made to date, remastered in deluxe editions. You got Heaven and Hell, you got Mob Rules, Dehumanizer, and Live Evil's even included, which is kind of like a little bit of a controversial record.
Well, yeah, they had the big problems. Nobody was happy with the production. Ronnie was sneaking in late at night to remix the album. Then Tony would sneak in early in the morning and remix it again. And that's sort of what broke up the band the first time.
Yeah,
See, that's what I was saying before. Like, I already have those CDs. I'm not going to get it again. I'm going to wait for the Tony Martin era Sabbath disc to come out of box set. They had like 95 singers Sabbath in like 5 years. My brother sang on one record.
You definitely should check this out. Go to vh1classic.com if you want to see more about the Rules of Hell box set, as well as our picks from previous weeks. Now, don't go anywhere just yet, because we're pitting two British legends, Priest versus Maiden, in our throwdown. So stick around. It's That Metal Show.
Rejoice. That Metal Show is here.
Did you guys miss me?
Ingve is all you got to say.
The only destination for all things hard rock and heavy metal.
Over 250 F-bombs in 90 minutes.
Eddie Trunk is like the Barbara Walters of metal.
That Metal Show. An all-new episode next Saturday at 11.
Sweet cherry pie.
Only on VH1 Classic. Love your idols. We do.
It's getting dumber by the minute. Welcome back to That Metal Show, your source for all things hard rock and heavy metal. Now, just because an artist dropped out of the limelight doesn't always mean that the fans don't care about what happened to him. This week, we have a great Whatever Happened To email from a fan. What do you got there, Don?
Well, this one is from Dave in Lubbock, Texas, and Dave writes, "Hey guys, I'm a huge Kiss fan and was wondering what guitarist Vinnie Vincent has been up to. There have been a lot of rumors about him over the years, so quite frankly, I don't know what to believe. Your thoughts." Oh, and hi, Jim. What's that all about?
First the AC/DC segment, then this.
We went to dinner and a movie, never called. What are you going to do? That's how guys are.
Getting right to the rumor, look, the rumor he's referencing is pretty obvious. There's been a rumor floating around out there for a year or two. Total rumor, totally unconfirmed. We do not know if this is true at all. But there's a rumor that Vinnie became a woman, which has been a rumor that's floated around for a while.
I thought that was the guy from King Cobra.
Guy from King Cobra really did. The lead singer really did.
I know, that's good. Now I can take care of myself looking at the album cover. I don't feel bad.
Vinnie was a super talented guy, and he was a big part of Kiss's resurgence in the early 80s. A great songwriter, great player. And, you know, the latest I heard was that, you know, he went to a lawsuit with Gene and Paul over songs he wrote, wanting his publishing back on him. And let's just say, you know, Gene and Paul are going to have better lawyers than Vinnie Vincent's going to have. And Vinnie lost. And I think, from what I understand, it really crippled him.
We have a team of lawyers.
Do your Gene Simmons.
It's not good.
Come on, Mike.
It's not good. Vinny, my lawyers will crush you. You don't have a chance. They're Harvard grads.
I checked around, and apparently the rumor about him being a woman is not true. And we hope he comes back, because he's a great player and a great talent, but he just went underground when he lost that lawsuit.
I guess, well, would change his name to Valerie Vincent then?
Yeah. No, could be anything.
And you'll become Ethel Trunk.
Folks, it's time for another throwdown. And this week, two legendary bands are facing off, with the winner officially being crowned as the best British heavy metal band of all time. Tonight, we have Bruce and the boys from Iron Maiden versus Sir Rob Halford and the crew from Judas Priest. God save the Queen. Let's start this throwdown. Can I get 2 minutes on the clock, please? Mike, Priest or Maiden?
Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden. Eddie?
I'm going with Priest.
Jim?
I'll go with Maiden.
Maiden, all right. And I'm going to go with Priest, and I'll tell you why. Yeah. Number one, the more consistent band with their releases over the years. They're the more creative band, and like Jim and I, they don't mind working with a gay guy.
I just think they're both phenomenal bands, but it's very simple to me. I don't know if we would definitely have an Iron Maiden if there wasn't a Judas Priest. So that's as simple as it gets for me. I mean, I think that Priest was the founding father. Maiden came just a little bit after him.
Yeah, I know, but like the first 3 or 4 Priest records didn't sound that good. They didn't really come alive as a band until Hellbent for Leather and Unleashed in the East. The first 5 Maiden, at least, were classics.
I also think Maiden never really went into a commercial sound.
They didn't do a parental guidance.
Can they play with Madness?
Yeah, but it wasn't
Bon Jovi for Iron Maiden.
No, but still, but I don't think that was by design. I just think that they were being basically true to themselves at the time. I don't think it was like this sort of movement, I guess, to get into a more commercial sound.
So where was Priest? Turbo Lover? Was that where you?
Johnny Be Good. Come on,
that was awful.
That was bad.
They changed the image a little bit. They went, I don't want to say in a Motley Crue vibe. I'm just saying they went a little bit more mainstream.
All right,
more hair
but Priest, all right, Priest had a few clunkers on each album, maybe in a certain period. But no, but Iron Maiden did have some albums completely that you forgot about.
Virtual X?
Yeah.
X, anything with X in the title.
All right, let's see. Who was a better replacement singer, Blaze or Ripper Owens? I got to go with Ripper.
Easily Tim Owens.
Yeah,
no
absolutely.
question about that. We're all
Maiden had better album covers.
That's true, yeah.
They did. Except for British Steel is one of the greatest albums.
Come on. What about Stingers Revenge?
What about Point of Entry? That's awful. That
And what do you guys think? Priest? Once again, I'm correct. It's Judas Priest.
Well, that's all for that metal show. We'd like to thank Mike Piazza for hanging with us.
And we'd also like to thank our studio audience, as well as all of you guys watching at home. Don't forget to check out some of our exclusives and outtakes at vh1classic.com.
I'm Eddie Trunk, and for Don Jameson, Jim Florentine, and Mike Piazza, we'll see you next time right here on That Metal Show.
My lawyers will crush you.